Hello, greetings. This is Gilles Monsillon. I wanted to come and send blessings and greetings to you today, and wish you a wonderful equinox. For it is the first day of spring in the southern hemisphere and first day of fall in the northern hemisphere. But it is also the time when all energies are in balance, all the days and night, it is all the integration that has been coming through the summer are being integrated, and we're still being activated by the eclipse. There is all kinds of powerful astrological influence also from Chiron and Neptune in Pisces, with the Sun and Mars and Mercury in the other side in Virgo. So there's all kinds of activation that are happening. And so we're moving into this great shift of energy. We have to allow ourselves to die from the old state in order to be reborn to a new state, to let go of a lot of our mental beliefs in order to follow the feeling, to follow the good feeling that we can discover within ourselves. For it is very important to find that inner connection, to trust that there is or visualize or invoke, to call on the inner fire in your heart. There is this great fire. It is just a spark of light, but as we breathe, it becomes bigger and bigger, and it will eventually turn into a great central sun, and a great central sun. For this light is really the essence of all that is. Whatever we're looking for, we can find it within the light, and it is just a matter of knowing that we have this light. We can turn to it. We can return to those higher center, to those settled planes within ourselves, to learn that there is a transmutation of energy. The consciousness is being changed. We will be going through that process up until the great shift of energy will be. It has been announced as the 18th of February 2018. But we have these 6 months to really go through a total change and shift of energy. And so this is really what is happening. We have to remain detached in relationship to things. We can have anything we want. It's just a matter of right now. Personally, I'm going through a purification period, so I have to discipline a little bit my senses. But in essence, there is nothing good or bad about anything. It is just a matter of timing and time and what is necessary. What is the priority? What it is we need to address. For we often have plans within our mind, but the body and the soul is often asking us to pay attention to little details and listen to all the voices we have within our head. For there is all kinds of voices. The voice of the spirit and the soul is often a discreet voice, a gentle voice that we need to decipher from all the other voices. It is the voice of wisdom, the voice of spirit. It is a guidance that we receive. And so, but there is many thoughts. Thoughts can be. We can pick up thoughts from the environment. We can pick up thoughts from past life. We can pick up thoughts from. There is all kinds of thoughts. We have to manage our thoughts with compassion, discernment, and to understand what we possess us if we're not detached. So we have to let go of things and trust that there is a higher plan, a higher intelligence that is taking care of everything within our life, as long as we are focusing on our freedom, on our good, on our benevolence, on our courage, on our ascension and spiritual process. When we do that, it doesn't mean that we want to abandon whatever the outside world. When we turn towards our inner self, understand that your inner self is taking care of everything outside of you, and if there is something you need to take care of you when you are in your inner self will let you know that you need to do something, and then just follow that. As you establish a trust between you and your higher self, things can begin to flow a lot more. There is far more connectedness in each and every day. There is new level of connection, new discovery, there's great mysteries to be unfolded. That I wanted to say also that for those who are looking for meditation, to find the wisdom within meditation, it is not something that can be found within books or videos. So of course music can help, or guided meditation, or personally I open myself to spirituality through a book. But the experience of meditation is the idea of letting go of all sensory experience in order to connect, in order to tune in to a higher frequency of light and spirit, so that it is not within the reasoning that we'll ever discover the truth of existence, the eternal truth of existence. Even science recognizes that the universe is ruled by laws, but they cannot really understand it. Of course, some then pretend they do with the Big Bang and whatever, but they resolve whatever. But in truth, they do not know. and in essence, the fact, well, we're not really to blame for our ignorance, but there will come a point in time where we'll be able to release some of the limitation we have placed upon ourselves in order to jump into the experiment of those higher powers. For right now, all those things I'm talking about may be theoretical, but soon we'll be able to come into demonstration. And at this point, everyone will have to rethink their copy, so to speak, because a new truth will be shown, will be presented, and so we will be able to move forward. For it is always about moving forward. We never know what the forward movement is about, but there is always a next step, and that is the priority should be freedom, should be liberation. Once you, for the highest good of all, the liberation of yourself, the liberation of the planet, the ascension, the freedom, the abundance, the ability for all people to live in joy. Of course, this will take time, but you can already set those energy up for yourself, and to allow the vision to unfold. You do not want to understand the world of vision. Once you move into a spiritual realm of frequency connection, you allow your higher self to guide your life. You trust your higher self. Your higher self knows better, so you trust that, and you let it unfold. The great energy shift is going to be moving from the political stage mostly, or even on the business stage, from the power, the love of power to the power of love. So it is very, very different. It is about being aware and conscious. We live in a world that is money is what makes the world turn, and there is a way to use money in a way that is ethical, that it doesn't hurt anybody. It's just like in their greed and selfishness, there are individuals and corporations that are ready to dismiss anything else than that which bring them money, and so money can bring prejudice to people at this point. Well, I'm talking about nuclear, gun merchants, pharmaceuticals, soda, and so on. Those things are not really that good for humanity, but we're used to using those things. Yet we are changing, we are shifting. It's going to be there's going to be a great deal of awakening. We're going to need to address the world in such a way that we need to favor intelligence over force. We need to favor wisdom over brutality. There is always a way to work out problems and to solve our problem without having to recourse to violence and brutality and war. So we got to come out of the sandbox of evolution, and for that the universe is helping through all kinds of new energy shift. We're also shifting in energy because we will eventually move towards the 0 point, which is the transmutation of energy from an electromagnetic form of existence on a biological vehicle to a crystalline field and vehicle, which opens from the 5th to the 12th dimension. We'll have a light body, and we'll be able to operate within a much grander universe. Although there is only one universe, it is multidimensional, and we are just beginning to open our eyes to the possibility of discovering those other dimensions. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I'm going to pull a few cards. I didn't mean to speak too much, for he who knows does not speak, he who speaks does not know, but I am being called to speak about those things, so I am opening the possibility of sharing some of those ideas, and of course it is only follow that which makes sense to you. And so the highest wisdom that we can get for us today is responsibility, to understand what is our responsibility and what is not our responsibility. That's very important, to understand what you can do, what you cannot do. There was a very famous school of thought, the Stoician, mostly Epictet and Marc Aurèle, and of course Seneca also, that was kind of a Stoic as well. They were very inclined to try to decipher between that which depends on you, which is in your power. That's what you can act. You have to act on those things, but there are things that are beyond your ability to influence. So those things you have to accept as they are. From getting control from within yourself, you can eventually exert more influence over the other world. But everything that has to be changed has to be changed from within. So it is a responsibility to address those, sometimes to make certain sacrifice for our health, for the highest good of the community. There is all kinds of, but the responsibility is can be joyful to fulfill certain responsibilities. What we need to understand is destiny. How do we free ourselves? How do we move to the highest timeline? And how do we and to embrace that there is nothing really and then to let it unfold. So it is about understanding what is our destiny. Why did we come here to fulfill on this planet? For the earth, the sun, and the universe was created for you, for me, for you, for us to have this experience here. And then what we make of it is totally up to us. But we are guided, and we are being supervised from the invisible world. There is all kinds of invisible intelligence that have chosen not to interfere with humankind up until now. But in the coming times, there will be more intervention, so to speak, from the invisible world, if needed, as time goes on, in order to affect the changes. What we need to do today is to create, to be in the creation seat. To really, when we are creating, we stay in the presence. We concentrate on something that we are doing, and we are being reflected by our creation. So it is important to stay creative, to stay active within our intention. And the general message for us today confirms that is the card of action. It is time to act. So if you feel there is something you should do, just there is no need to wait. Just do it. Be light about it. Be optimistic about it, without expectation. But no, expect the best, and things will go forward. So it is a great time to enjoy. I hope you spend a wonderful time in this equinox process, and balancing, enjoying and following your flow, following your inner intuition, your guidance, your feeling. Whatever feels good is what is usually best to follow. Wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you very much. Namaste.